I think a lot of good news doesn't hit the news. And I think it's always possible the narrative is either weaker than, the sentiment's weaker than reality or stronger than reality. And we have to be careful as leaders to seek the truth and not get bought off by a narrative. In terms of policing, it's like, well, why would you need to police a sales rep? It's like, all right, well, either the sales rep, maybe they're untrained, maybe they're not connected to what makes the solar machine work, and that's customers paying their bills 12 months from now, 36 months from now, 60 months from now, so the capital markets continues to invest. And as the economy potentially continues to, consumer debt continues to increase, credit cards continue to be maxed out, the cost of living ratios continue to increase to income, I think we also have to police the experience where customers are also held accountable to what they agreed to do. And so one thing we can do is technology support, where there's systems that simplify the sales process. I think two, we can provide deal validation support, so that if the homeowner said, I'm committing to something, and then 6 months from now they decide they didn't commit to it, there's a record of what they committed to. Totally. And from a sales professional, it gives them the opportunity to demonstrate that I'm a high integrity sales professional and I'm communicating the true value of what's going on here. So then we want to take a balanced approach there, and as leaders, try not to get too bought off by the narrative, but really see what does the data show. And I think the thing that I failed at as a leader is, how do we connect, the guy that just started knocking on doors and he's making his first 100 deals this year or something, to be connected to, is the customer going to want to pay their bill in 36 months from now? Bringing data around that, and we've always been partnered with our financial partners on ensuring customers are paying their bills, but how do we move that down to the sales professional so that they have visibility to that? I think that's an opportunity for us.
Love that. Yeah, and your point on homeowners, boy, I've always thought it would be great if there was like a BBB for homeowners. You know what I mean? Like, I worked with this homeowner and they are very challenging, F rating. Just give everybody a heads up, and it's true, because you've got sales folks that are maybe non-maliciously just new to the industry, and they feel like they've been misled. And from a homeowner perspective, that's true. But with the tools and stuff like that, that's awesome.
I got someone to say
something too.
I think this is the most important topic in solar today, is how do you create an intake process that guarantees the end consumer gets what they expected 12 months from now? Would you guys agree? Because that allows everything to continue. I got to give a shout out to Sun Solar. I utilized as a dealer, right? We were doing 7.5 megawatts a month. So I was inside of a ton of EPC's process, their CRMs, everything. I saw the good, the bad, the ugly. I saw people that cared, people that didn't care. I saw systems that made sure sales did things right, and I saw systems that allowed them to do whatever the hell they wanted. I saw it all, right? And I wasn't in control of it, the installer was. And Sun Solar always did a really good job of being very strict on intake and what they're looking for and making sure there's clarity to the consumer. So when we launched Spartan X, the first thing we wanted to design was the intake process. How do we guarantee, whether it's intentional or unintentional, because some people are undertrained and markets are complex, net billing, net metering, it's different everywhere. How can we guarantee that no matter who enters the ecosystem, the right end result comes out of it? You guys know what I'm saying? Like, we want to ensure that happens, because you guys, have you guys ever watched compliance training? You guys ever click yes, and then
microaggression training, maybe?
I don't really believe, it's like the tip of the iceberg. It's something you need to say you have it when the moment arises, when the Attorney General hits you up or something, right? So it's something there, but your duty, our duty as owners of companies and sales professionals, is to create the system that ensures the result, right? The guardrails that make it so no one can step out of line. And so some things that we took on, like we built a lot of it out in technology, because technology is the only way to automate this. You have to build it out in technology. At first it's manual, and then you build it in tech so that you can scale it. You guys, every time, you have to follow that every single time. So where's one way that sales reps screw up? Where do they make it seem better than it is? It's typically not on production of a system, because Aurora is good. And if the guardrails are there, they're not messing it up. It's consumption. You guys know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They can fudge the consumption numbers, make it look way better than it is. They're using 20,000, but they put 10,000. The system they're sizing is now the best system they've ever seen in their life. Would you guys agree?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's where it happens, one spot. So what we did is, sales rep, you can put whatever you want. Our backend team, once you sell the deal, it doesn't enter our pipeline. it goes into our quality control review proposal tab. It drops into there. This is what our team does. They're gonna go look at the actual utility bill. They will digitize it, which is a fancy way of saying they will come up with the actual usage, and they will fact check it against what was sold. And if there's more than a 5% variance, it fails review. Okay? Next thing up is an AI welcome call. 20 questions, very strict, very thorough, making sure no one can mislead a customer on anything. And we're constantly refining it too. Because if there's ever a consumer pattern problem where it keeps showing up, like consumers keep saying these things, maybe we should just make it more clear, right, in the welcome call to make sure we have the backing so the consumer knows what they were getting. And so if you can quality control, consumption, production, offset, and then based on your utility, you also know the most optimal offsets, right, with or without a battery. We all should know that and train our people on that. Then the quality control team can check to make sure they sold one of the most optimal options. Because if that's done, what's gonna happen 12 months from now? The consumer will end up saving money. If the consumer saves money, they're probably not gonna go delinquent. If they get what they expect, they're probably not gonna complain as fraud. That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
And so it's all the photos, it's NTP, all the basics, it's AI welcome call, it's the quality check on the design, on the consumption, all of that goes into the review process. But then how do you make sure you engineer behaviors around the results? You do it publicly. And so what we do, hopefully this is helpful for you guys too, because it's like we figured this
Let's
out.
go.
And we want to refine the process, and we want to make the industry have a standardized intake, because this is what protects all of our freaking money.
There it is.
Literally everybody's money is protected right here. That's why I'm like super excited about this topic. So then what we do publicly, say a deal live time, we have a quality control team, they check everything. They watch the AI welcome call, make sure it's the customer that's matched to the ID. There's no coaching from a sales rep. Anything that's out of whack, it fails review. If it's perfect, it passes review and goes as a project, which is great. So our ops team's only working on projects that go straight to PTO, right? So ops is not getting bogged down, which means what?
Bullshit.
Faster installs, faster PTOs, less headaches. But if it fails review, it goes into the failed review bucket. And there could be a million reasons it could fail review. They could have said they forgot to schedule the site survey, they didn't click a button. It could be too blurry of a utility bill. Or it could be the consumption. So from there, the team goes to our company chat, and in front of everybody in the entire company, we'll mark the sales rep name and tag them, system size, lender, clean or dirty. And so the whole company will see it's a clean deal. They will also see it's a dirty deal, which applies pressure to that closer real fucking fast.
I like it. I like
Right?
it.
Because now there's urgency to go clean it up, and the setter's aware, the whole company's aware. And sometimes it's something very small, like clicking a button or marking something they didn't mark or uploading a new bill and it's fixed. However, if it's one of the things that's bad, which is like the wrong offset or the wrong consumption numbers, they will say, you said it was 10,000 kilowatt hours, actual usage is 18,000. That goes in the company chat in front of everybody. That guy's getting booed to death.
Fire.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's booing them. The gifts are out of control. It's amazing, right? It's public accountability at the highest level. And then guess what? That failed review, and that'll never become a project. So my pipeline, everyone's money in my company is protected because that dies right there. And now that person, do you think they're ever going to make that mistake again?
Nah.
No, right? So that's the process we follow. Now, there's one degree past this. This is like the final frontier that I've been working on for 6 months. And like everything we do, we want to make public because we want everyone to adopt the same stuff to protect everybody. It's just going to make a stronger industry. Everyone's going to get paid more. Lenders are going to get cheaper capital. It just self-propagates everything we want. The final step is how can you make sure that every sales rep sells the best, most optimal thing for the consumer every time? Even if it's a brand new rep, a rep that was the shadiest company, it doesn't matter. How can you make sure they only sell what is best for the consumer? And how do you define what is best? Right now with TPO, it's where's the most savings at? Based on net billing, net metering, it's typically where are the most savings at. That's usually, I think the study was 76% of people go solar to save money, or maybe it's higher now. So we've been working on it for 6 months, but now it'll be, I think, 30 days away, where when the rep puts in the usage, they have to answer a series of questions with the consumer on how they use their power. Or preferred, and they'll get bonus points for this, everyone wants their gold stars, right? If they extract it directly from the utility, which they can do with the software, it'll pull exactly how they use and when they use their power. Because a lot of states are going to net billing, right? A lot of people are already dealing with that. And then it'll spit out, utilizing AI and exactly how net billing or net metering works in that utility, it will spit out 2 options. with a battery and without a battery, what are the only offsets you can sell? What are the only options you can sell? And if it's not one of those, you won't be able to sell it because it's not the best thing for the consumer. And if they don't sell one of those, it doesn't go anywhere. And so therefore, the consumer will always get what they expect. So that's where we're engineering this.
Yeah, I love that.
I think that's the protocol needed nowadays because lenders are looking for it. They're on us for compliance, they're on us for delinquencies, and everyone wants to get paid. And I think that's the only way to make sure the industry stays super healthy. And honestly, I don't think it's ever been better right now. We just have to be better than ever.
Sure.
Okay, let's go.
I'm curious for the rest of you guys. There's one thing that we know for sure is that sales reps, they don't like change. We've had a bunch of changes, and I'm